Here's the thing. Trans women aren't women.
Former NBC football announcer Michele Tafoya.
These signs on businesses, guns banned on these premises, guns not allowed on these premises. I don't understand the reason for those, and it seems to me you just say, hey, come on in if you got a gun, because no one's firing back at you.
Is eyeing a run for the Senate.
Boy, we had seen so much DEI in the military. Here, this is Latin History Month, this is Black History Month, this is Women's History Month, this is Gay Pride Month, you can celebrate those at home with your colleagues in your private company if you'd like.
And let's be clear.
So it's not that these Somalis are necessarily coming in and assimilating. In fact, they're expecting their mayor to speak their language to them. Let's just try democratic socialism. It'll work. It never works.
This unrestrained, unregulated capitalism is not sustainable.
Okay, capitalism is not unrestrained and unregulated. She is a hateful woman. And she is saying that billionaires are the parasites. What are they doing with their money? Are they helping anyone? Well, interesting timing, Jennifer. Yeah, they are helping.
While she performs to 450 people on her YouTube show.
I know that Charlie Kirk was not just an American figure, he was a global figure for so many. It's really interesting to me to see the sort of the difference between the positivity of this group, these people that want to follow, and then the actual, it's borderline evil what some people have said about him online or in public, or you take some of these, AOC and Jasmine Crockett and the things that they are saying. So uninformed and so vicious.
She is trying her best with her newfound politics, but
people are going to say this was a white Christian nationalist event. So here's what my understanding of what it means to be a nationalist is to love your nation and to want to live by your nation's values. We have in Minnesota here, we have a congressional representative, Ilhan Omar, who she came here as a refugee from Somalia, and she hates this country.
Even as she tries to bat signal to the most powerful Republican power brokers in the world through her divisive rhetoric.
They're socialists, and we don't want socialists running the government. When he says we want a government that works for everybody, not just a few, here's the flaw in that. Yet government represents you, and we pay them to represent us, but they're supposed to just stay the hell out of our way. They're supposed to just let us do our thing. They're not supposed to create our life for us in the image of Bernie Sanders or Zohran Mamdani. People have tried utopia before. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. This is so ill-advised and misinformed. And part of it's because we don't teach young voters what socialism really is, what Marxism is, what communism is. We don't teach that. People don't seem to understand that Mao was not a good thing. Mao was not a good guy. The Bolsheviks it wasn't a good time in the Soviet Union, in Russia. I guess that was pre-Soviet Union. I don't want to be accused of not studying.
She has no chance of winning. Sans her lack of basic knowledge, Tafoya co-chaired an unsuccessful run by Kendall Qualls after leaving NBC. Qualls has never won a general. NJ.com reported Tafoya met with Republican groups in D.C. to explore the possible Senate run. From Fox, Republicans are hoping to break their nearly quarter-century-long losing streak in Senate elections in Minnesota. Then GOP Senator Norm Coleman's 2002 re-election was the last Senate election victory by a Republican in the blue-leaning state.
All I am is a fiscal conservative who really wants America to come together and for people to be able to realize their potentials and not be told that they're oppressed or that they are an oppressor. That's kind of boils it down for me. I'd like to see some law and order so people don't get hurt.
If I may, you led with your a pro-choice libertarian and you're a fiscal conservative, and then you said, I don't want to believe that one group is oppressed and another party is oppressors, and that is eschewing just, hey, I'm a fiscal conservative. Sociologically speaking, I am a conservative and I believe in law and order. These are all platform issues and slogans of a party that is not just fiscally conservative. You said that you would like to believe, I'm paraphrasing here, that there isn't a group that is oppressed and there isn't a group that feels like you don't want to feel like there's a group that there are oppressors, right? Can you explain that in your own words, what you mean by that?
Yes, I can. What is being taught in many places, and I don't know if any of you have kids in school. I do. I have 2 teenagers. And that the color of their skin automatically makes them racist at birth.
What is your specific problem, once again, with critical race theory? What is one issue in critical race theory that you vehemently disagree with, that you think it's toxic and divisive?
I'd like you first to then define for me critical race theory, because people use that as an umbrella term to capture. Oh, what? I'm sorry, I'm affirming something for you?
No, yeah, you are affirming. You and I agree there. I do think that critical race theory is held up as a blanket statement that people don't necessarily have much understanding of.
We're spending so much of it fighting over things that I'm not sure really are existential, that they really make or break us as a society.
You would say that, except I'd stop you on, we also want a universe where everyone is treated fairly and safely by the police as well, right? And I think we can agree that your experience with the police might not be the same as your experiences at home might not be the same as they are in other parts of the country, no matter how diverse you think your neighbors are.
As mine, basically.
Right. I would definitely agree with that. We know that to be the case. The George Floyd incident was in my backyard. It was one of the most shameful, atrocious, heinous, sickening things I've ever seen in my life.
Michele, that teaches, though, critical race thinking, that would teach how the systemic police brutality that you find is built by police orders that descend from the slave system and treat whites differently than they do others. Like that's at the soul of the facts and the history.
How is it then when I talk to a number of Black police officers, they don't agree with that, what you just said?
Because they're police officers.
Meaning
they're going to defend their own.
From Awful Announcing, Tafoya's social media page certainly looks like someone who wants to make conservative Minnesota politics her new career. Her feed is a non-stop deluge of posts hammering Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Representative Ilhan Omar, to favoring punching bags of Republicans and other conservative political issues. Unlike Paul Feinbaum, it appears that Tafoya has no concern rolling up her sleeves as far as is needed in the muddiest of political mudslinging. Well put, friends. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/tytsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.